with the airplane on it.
It's I think that it's a very significant moment to have just the unification of our city during this time of a tragedy. This is no longer a city or state where the governor and the mayor and elected officials and our firefighters, our police officers, our OEM, all of our entities. We are in the energy of when there is a crisis in this city or state, we are coming together. Yes. We are sending a loud message with the men and women of the clergy and the other officers in this city. We are in a moment where we're facing a multitude of crises at one time, and we won't succeed if we're not united. And coming here today, the governor reached out to me and stated that she wanted to be here to send a loud message for these families and to say thank you to the men and women who went in this building. Some of these firefighters, their oxygen tanks were empty and they still pushed through the smoke. You can't do this if you don't feel attached to the city and this community. And I really want to thank them for putting their lives on the line to save lives. Over 30 people in the hospital, 19 deaths. 9 of them are children, are babies that we lost. And we're all feeling this. And we're going to be here for this community to help them navigate through this. Many of these young children went to schools. We will have a social and emotional support at their schools to help their classmates. We're here as well with the Red Cross and OEM is going to coordinate together to get housing and also some of the emergency needs that the people who experience this trauma experience. And it's so important that we have the faith-based leaders here. This was a large Muslim population. Sheikh Musa is here that knows many of the residents. They came from Gambia. And we want to make sure that we're sensitive to the cultural needs. The Emise office is going to coordinate to make sure that we respect the burial rights of the Muslim community as well as others. So our message is clear today. During a tragedy, we are going to be here for each other. There's more to be discovered. The FDNY is doing a thorough investigation. Commissioner Nigel will update us on the latest. But it appears as though this stemmed from a space heater. But the marshals are here. They will give us a thorough investigation to determine exactly what took place and what we can do better not to have this repeated. And so at this time, I want to just thank the governor of the state of New York who's here with us today. Thank you, Governor. And
The governor will stay like this.
Amen.
You cannot keep us down, ever. We are united together. Thank you. And may God bless the individuals who are suffering and the souls of those we lost, particularly the children.
Thank you, Governor.
And I'm just so happy when I reached out to State Senator and asked him, can he come up and join us today without hesitation. He came up just to be here and show our united front. Thank you, Senator Schumer. Senator Schumer.
Thank you, Mayor, Governor, and everyone here. You see the outpouring of every level of government from all parts of the city. I just came up from Brooklyn. It is such a tragedy, thinking of children, thinking of families, thinking of so many people in this building, immigrants striving to climb that ladder up, and their lives snuffed out. It's awful. I want to thank our firefighters. Unbelievable. They always rush to danger. They don't care. They don't worry about themselves. They just go in there, and they will hear from all reports very, very quickly. We appreciate that. At the federal level, we'll do whatever we can. There is housing assistance, there is tax assistance, and maybe most important in this instance, immigration assistance, so families can be united, because many of these families have come from overseas and need to be here. And I just pledge, and I saw my colleague from Congress, our Congress member, Richie Torres, we pledge to do whatever we can at the federal level, but New Yorkers are united in standing by. When there's a tragedy, we come together. We don't care about ideology. We don't care about race, creed, color, religion. We come together, we embrace one another, and we say we are for helping New Yorkers who need help. That's who we've been for the history of our city, and on this awful night, that doesn't change.
Thank you so much, Senator. And I think the Senator raised a good point. This is a heavy immigrant community, and we want to make sure Sheikh Musa let the residents know that if you need assistance, your names will not be turned over to ICE or any other institution. We want people to be comfortable in coming forward, and it's imperative that we connect with those on the ground to make sure they get that message and that word out. And so we want to allow and have Commissioner Nigro come forward and give you any technical updates on what took place and the updates on the investigation. Commissioner?
Commissioner.
Thank you, Mayor. And let me just say that my entire department mourns along with the families here today and our entire city. We're all about saving lives, and the loss of one life is sad for us, much less 19 lives. As the mayor said, this fire began in an apartment that spans 2 floors on the 2nd and 3rd floor of the building. It started in a malfunctioning electric space heater. That was the cause of the fire. The fire consumed that apartment that is on 2 floors and part of the hallway. The door to that apartment, unfortunately, when the residents left, was left open. It did not close by itself. The smoke spread throughout the building, thus the tremendous loss of life and other people fighting for their lives right now in hospitals all over the Bronx. So we are investigating where everyone was found, how the smoke traveled, but certainly the marshals have determined through physical evidence and through first-hand accounts by the residents that this fire started in a bedroom in a portable electric heater.
Right. Let's see if there's any questions that you can answer.
Any questions that I can answer, we'll be happy to do that.
Why did they need to use a space heater?
Carol, go ahead. Were there functioning smoke detectors?
I heard someone ask about the heat. The heat was on in the building. That was being used to supplement the building heat. There were smoke alarms throughout the building. The first call that came in was due to a neighbor hearing the smoke alarm and looking and seeing the smoke and calling.
Commissioner, there were reports that this was a very frequently malfunctioning smoke alarm system, that the alarm went off frequently, and that's why a lot of residents may not have felt urgency to leave. Are you confirming any of that?
We will look into that, but I cannot confirm that now.
There were reports also that residents
didn't know where to escape, where the fire escapes were? Comment on that?
Well, on buildings like this, there are no fire escapes. There are interior stairways. So the residents should know where the stairwells are. And I think some of them could not escape because of the volume of smoke. I can't give you the exact number right now. I believe there's 120 apartments in the building. There's a very large number of people right now who need a place to stay.
Can you tell us anything about the children? What were their ages? The ones who passed away?
I do not have that now. There are some people in the building now. Whether they will stay, we're not sure, but there's very few.
Commissioner, talking about numbers always running these three buildings, but having so many kids and families in there, so you talk about watching, just hearing out the small children, some of them moving, and how that affects each other's department.
I think it certainly is traumatizing when we can't save a life. And our members, try diligently, fire and EMS members, to bring some of these people back and to bring them out as quickly as they could. So we will have our counseling service be very busy after this with our members who are saddened by this terrible loss.
Commissioner, I understand your members were finding people in stairwells all throughout the building. Can you explain how that operation went and why it is you think that this was all over the building the way it was?
Well, as I said, the door was left open to the apartment. There was at least one door open from the stairwell to a floor on one of the upper floors. Smoke and heat travel upward. That we know. That's what happened here. As the mayor said, it was a very difficult job for our members. Their air tanks contained a certain amount of air. They ran out of air, many of our members, and they continue working to try to get as many people out as they could.
Does anyone have questions for the mayor or the governor?
Sure.
Yeah.
In terms of the shelter here at the middle school, where will these people be staying for the next few nights, and where will they be getting resources?
Thank you, Commissioner.
Thank you. We have our Deputy Commissioner of OEM that's here, that's going to give the update. And Red Cross.
Yeah, I am right here.
Yes.
I'm just short.
Hello, I'm from Emergency Management. So we do have the Red Cross here. They will be here very quickly. We're registering everyone that needs housing. They will be going into hotels for an extended period while we work it out, and it's safe for people to go back into the building. If people are ultimately not able to go back into their apartments, we will work with HPD, with the state, and other resources to get people the long-term housing that they need.
Talk about your website.
Yeah. So we are coordinating the other responses. This is an active school, obviously, so we will be, when everybody is taken care of for the evening, we will be closing out of the school tonight and then going to another community facility nearby. We have set up a website on the emergency management website. We're in multiple languages where we are putting out the information. I know there are some people that are concerned about their pets, and so we will work with the agencies on that. We are providing food. A lot of children go to the school next door in other schools, so depending on where they're staying tonight, we will get them transportation back to the school. We have set up a short code. People that are affected can text 181-STFIRE to 692-692, and they will receive messages in English, Spanish, and French on services that are available. The other thing is we have set up with the Police Department Missing Persons Unit with 311 the Unidentified Victim Information System. People can call 311, or outside of the city, they can call 212 New York, and if they are looking for information on a loved one that was taken to a hospital or who has passed away, we can get them that information.
I understand there are laws that state that these doors have to automatically shut in an emergency like this. Who's making sure that this is actually being implemented? This is state law.
There are laws that are supposed to do that, and part of the investigation from the marshals will determine if this exactly took place here, but there are laws somewhere.
Have there been any issues at this point before I can question that
Our preliminary review determined that there were 2 reports, violations, but they were not related to heat at all. Hold on. Who did you pick? Okay, yes.
Building is listed as semi-fireproof online. My understanding was that all buildings above 6 stories need to be fully fireproof. Can you talk a bit about that discrepancy at all?
Yeah, we'll look into that. This building was built in 1972. It was federally funded. It is potentially built under outside of the New York City Fire Code, which is why it might be listed as that.
What does it mean when something's outside the New York City Fire Code? Is it not?
Well, certain federal buildings can be built under different standards, but to be perfectly clear, the fire never extended beyond. The fire itself, other than getting in the hall because the door was open, never extended anywhere else in the building, so that was not a factor.
Thanks. Given the staffing challenges, with Omicron, is FDNY EMS seeing any staffing challenges, and did that play any role in the response here?
It played absolutely no role. It's a challenge, but we've been able to, every one of our units is fully staffed, fire and EMS.
Let's do one more so we can get out of the rain. Commissioner.
Go ahead, right there.
My question, any Pakistani family in this building?
I'm sorry?
Any Pakistani family?
We're not aware of that.
Oh, I think.
Yeah, not aware of that. And listen, we just really want to thank our congressional delegation, the public advocate, our council members, our assembly persons, our DA, our borough president, our controller. We're just seeing the symbol of the unification of this city coming to this family and this community to let you know we are here and we're going to be here for you. Thank you very much. Thank you, Governor.
Thanks. I have my